Cliftonville come back at win. Up there. We're 0 down to Linfield thanks to 2 strikes in a minute from Mark Picking and Glenn Ferguson. But Cliftonville clawed their way back in just before the break thanks to William Murphy's challenge on Chris Scannell. Mickey Donnelly had just become a father earlier in the day and he duly delivered Cliftonville's first goal from the spot. A leg injury prevented Donnelly from returning in the second half, but his substitute Frank Murphy took just 3 minutes to get the equaliser as Cliftonville held on for a point even.
Season, Mark Picking scored 1 of 3 first-half goals for the Blues against his former club in a convincing 3-1 win, and the improved performance certainly pleased the manager.
You know, we talked about it during the week and what we had to put right, and the players deserve all the credit as usual. They were very focused before the match, and there was a steely determination about them, and what pleased me was the quality.
His 4th goal of the season came courtesy of a blunder by Alan Dornan and keeper Paul Key. 2-0 the result at Seaview against the Crews, who are still
professional rivals. Linfield looked to be heading for their 3rd consecutive win when Davy Larmour opened the scoring with a pile driver. However, a superb diving header from former Linfield forward Gary Chisholm cancelled out Larmour's earlier effort. The same man won a penalty for the visitors and converted the spot kick in off the upright. In the final minutes, the pace of Conor Forker sealed victory when he got behind the Blues' defence and lobbed the advancing keeper. Glenavon currently in unbeatable form, Linfield 6 points behind the Glens. Striker Chris Morgan proved to be the Blues' saviour at Windsor Park. He was making his first start of the season and he responded with 2 of the goals, but he admitted that his selection came as a bit of a surprise.
The manager decided to change things and he dropped Glenn Ferguson in the midfield and that left space up front, and he gave me the nod, and it was great to get a couple of goals and also to get a pretty comprehensive victory.
It's comprehensive victory, as you say, but sort of in different forms so far this season.
Yeah, we've had a couple of we've had poor results. 1 week we'd play well and then we'd be followed by a couple of poor games, so hopefully, you know, Saturday was, as I said before, a comprehensive victory. Hopefully that gets us, you know, really kick-started.
The Blues may be 4th in the table and 6 points behind the leaders, but Roy Coyle says they're definitely not out of the title chase.
Well, anybody that rules out Linfield are a fool. Certainly 6 points is not an awful lot. I can assure you, with us being 6 points.
Largely thanks to a remarkable Linfield miss and some good Newry goalkeeping. But just after half-time, Stephen Collier threaded a pass through to Mark Picking, and the winger danced his way past Davy O'Hare for the opener. But Newry drew level thanks to Jonathan Topley's excellent volley. Linfield's second was even better. Davy Larmour crossed to Glenn Ferguson, who produced a wonderful flick over the keeper and then headed into the empty net. And it was Ferguson who provided the 3rd 2 minutes later, when he thumped in a long-range effort to make sure of Linfield's semi-final place.
They came away from Portadown with maximum points. The Port's veteran keeper Mickey Keenan had an off day, and when he couldn't hold Davy Larmour's shot, Mark Picking nipped in to score the opener. The Ports looked to have salvaged a point when Vinnie Arkins headed in the equaliser with 11 minutes left. But Glenn Ferguson grabbed the winner after another mistake by the unfortunate.
The Remembrance Weekend silence was perfectly observed by players, but some fans let themselves, their clubs and the local game down yet again. When the football got underway, it was a moment of pure genius from Glenn Ferguson, which broke the deadlock after 3 minutes. Some 6 minutes later, the Blues had doubled up. Ferguson again involved, although initially beaten by the crossbar. Davy Larmour was on hand to ensure that the Blues climbed to 4th in the table.
Down at Windsor Park, thanks to some dynamite finishing from Tony Gorman. After a quiet first 30 minutes, Coleraine conceded a free kick some 30 yards out. That's as good as a penalty to Gorman, who simply blasted the ball into the top corner. If that was good, the second half produced something even better. This time the free kick was conceded around 40 yards out, but the result was just the same. 2-0 to Linfield. The job's not finished yet, with the second leg still to be played in Coleraine.
Point, Gary Haylock's 9th minute header disallowed. The referee got it right, Mark Glendenning holding down Glenn Ferguson before Haylock headed in. Right at the death, Linfield almost lifted all 3 points, but Glentoran keeper Alan Goff did his job superbly, and the Glens stay top of the table.
So we're at the top at the moment, long way to go.
Coleraine hauled themselves back on level terms within 28 minutes. In fact, there were less than 4 minutes gone when Jody Tolan converted Pat McAllister's pass in clinical style. In the 28th minute, Tolan struck again to bring the teams level on aggregate when he headed home Stuart Clanton's cross. But the Blues went through 3-2 on aggregate after the impressive Gareth Skates finished off Pat McShane's cross for a well-taken opportunist goal in the 55th minute.
We had a good chat at half time, and second half we came out. I thought we were a lot tighter at the back. We started to compete much better in the middle of the park, and we certainly had better movement up front, and deservedly got a goal. Possibly should have got a couple more, but I think over the 2 games undoubtedly deserved to progress.
Points on the leaders largely thanks to a substitution. David Larmer had given the Blues a 1-0 lead over Crusaders, but former Glentoran favourite Justin McBride came on for a rare appearance in the last half hour and quickly produced a superb effort to double the lead. McBride, who's still not match fit after a lengthy injury spell, was on hand to tap in the 3rd goal, and he completed his own hat-trick with a penalty. Crusaders.
First, there's something on here for Linfield. Now Picking is over this side if Morgan needs him. He doesn't so far. Still Chris Morgan. Still Chris Morgan! Linfield are in front. 60 minutes gone. 4th goal of the season. And they are in ecstasy. Morgan, he hasn't been a regular starter, but my goodness, he got his chance this evening, and he's taken the first chance of the game.
That was a great goal, Jack. He picked it up, showed a lot of confidence in getting past the defender. He let him commit him, but what a great run from Mark Picking just off the ball here. He pulled the players away and made the opening for Chris.
Linfield break. Gorman through the middle. Gorman, it's taken a deflection. 2-0. Well, he got 2 in the semi-final. He's got another one for those fans to cheer. A hug from the manager. Just before half-time, Linfield are in control of this final. 4th goal of the season, the 4th in the CIS tournament. Long, long run. He hit it, took a touch of Lehman. Goff had no... Holiday on by Ferguson. Haylock! What a finish by Gary Haylock. And those fans left just 30 seconds too early. 11th goal of the season, and what a super finish it was. The Glens are back in this game.
That was a great strike from Haylock. Done very well to score the goal. I'd say those people making their way out, they'll be rushing back in again. It's game on now.
Here Skates. Low cross. Picking. Still Picking. It's all the way through. It's the substitute, is it? Russell Kelly. It is indeed. What an answer to that Glentoran goal. 4th goal of the season. Now they feel like they've won it. The manager can smile again. He's only been on the pitch a couple of minutes. It was Picking, blocked there. His shot parried. Little deflection off Gary Smith, and Kelly was there to finish it off.
Probably Russell's first touch of the game, but that's what fresh legs will do, and what great timing. Picking done very well in this situation, was very strong. Got a good shot on, and the big man was there to finish it off.
League champions.